although I graduated in KU in 1996. In KU at 1996 with my first degree. I graduated with my master's in KU 2007. So you see, but do I say? Rachel, I used to see Rachel, she was a pretty young girl walking in the corridor. When she was doing public health, master's in public health then. But I want to say this, issues of internship, and I want to thank and congratulate Honorable Lesuda, but I want to say this. You see, I happen to study something called labor economics. Now, labor economics tells you this. There are 3 reasons why you hire an intern. You want to train the intern to become a better person. And probably that's why KU hired Rachel. Okay. But there could be another reason. You want to hire the intern so that he can work for you at a lower pay, which is exploitation. Then you can actually hire an intern because you want to fill a gap. This country needs to understand why they are hiring interns. Are we hiring interns because we want them to work for us at a lower rate and give them the same job as the person employed? Or do we want to train these Kenyans to be better workers? And because looking at the philosophy of the internship in this country, you see that we want to solve an employment problem using interns. And that is the wrong way. I cannot be hired as a teacher and I teach 33 lessons in a week, same as the person who is permanent and pensionable, teaching 33 lessons a week, and then you are paying him money because a higher level, and you are paying me at a higher level, and yet we are doing the same job, and you're calling me an intern, and you're calling the other one a teacher. That is unfair in labor management. It's unfair. So what we have in this country is a convoluted system that people do not understand. If as a Kenya we are saying, we want to use people to give them jobs to do because we do not have enough money to pay people, then explain it to the people so that they understand, I have been given this job as an intern to help the country because they do not have enough money to hire the right people at the correct salaries. But today, to have a teacher, a professionally trained teacher who has graduated and is waiting for the job market, and to give him a job and say, you're an intern. But when I walk into the school, I do not work as an intern, I work as a full-time teacher. It is exploitation, it should not happen. So we need to make our decision within the realms of labor economics, not to just want to misuse people because we want to fill in a gap. So the declaration must be made so that when you are given a job as an intern, as a JSS intern or an intern, it should be explained to you. As an intern, I have to work under someone who should supervise me. But I should not work more than the person who is supervising me. And you're telling me I'm an intern and this other guy is a full teacher and is paid. And I'm expected to produce the same results as my supervisor. Then is this internship or is this underemployment? We need to understand that. Is this internship that we're giving Kenyans, or we are underemploying them because we do not have the resources? And that is why we will have these labor issues. Just as people will go on strike and say we are paid lowly. But at what time did people start deciding how much money they'll be paid as interns? But because they have realized they're not interns, they are full-time teachers, now they're coming up and say, pay us for the work that we're doing, because they are our workers, they are not interns. Honorable Speaker, we need to have economists in Treasury who do their work. We have to have economists in ministries do their work, because I believe that every ministry in this country has an economist who looks at things from that perspective and makes decisions and say, let's go this way. So that even when a decision is made at cabinet, we need to give people their real titles and their real job descriptions, not misusing titles. Intern, you're an intern. You're an intern doctor. You're an intern teacher. You're an intern agricultural officer. But these are the people who actually work. They will demand higher pay. And when they demand higher pay, it is within their right because they are not being used as, they are not being trained as interns. They are actually employed to do the work. So, Honorable Speaker, even as Nesula tables this, I would like to see, as we come to the third reading and the community of the whole, a proper definition of who an intern is. Because if you have a law to say, this is an intern, but this intern should have paternity leave, this intern should have maternity leave, this intern should have these allowances, is that an intern? That cannot be an intern. It cannot be an intern. The definition of an intern is within the labor law. And it is clear, this is an understudy of someone. And it should be given certain benefits as an intern. But when we want to call interns and put them at the same level as people who have been employed as workers, we are going to exploit Kenyans using a law that we are passing in this house. That's what we will do. And we'll have a lot of labor issues. So I want to say in this parliament, let interns be interns. And when you do not use interns to do the job for which the supervisor is supposed to do. Do not say this is an intern teacher and give him a full load and there's no one supervising him. That is a full-time teacher. Pay him the salary of a full-time teacher, not as an intern. And if as a country we cannot manage to do that, then let's call an intern because he's doing the job of an intern, and let's call this is a full-time person on the job because he's a full-time person. So while I support you, this law, we need to relook at it within. I believe that when Nesula went to KBC, she went there as an intern. She didn't go there to do a full-time job of someone. And she was helped to grow, and she grew to be the lady that we know because she was an intern and she was helped through the steps. And she was not given a full load. She was properly supervised, properly trained, properly handheld, and she get to the level that she is. And that's where she is. But to transform interns or trying to create jobs by telling these people, you are interns, now you are working. I know at what level an intern should be an intern and when that intern should graduate to be a full-time worker. So let's spare young people. Let's spare young people. Rachel was an intern. When you're given a job at KU as what are they called, tutor, graduate assistant. Yes, you cannot be paid, you cannot do the same job of a professor. She was a graduate assistant. She used to carry books. She used to wipe tables. She used to ensure notes are done. She used to come to the lecture room and sit there and listen to the professor. Because she was a graduate assistant, she was an intern, a properly done intern program. And she graduated to what she is. But these interns that we are saying they are interns, what are they doing? They're not being trained. They're just being used to do work. So let's look at this policy carefully so that we do the right thing for this country. We do not burn out young people by giving them full load of work, and yet we are saying they are interns. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well said, but let's give them maternity leave if they become pregnant. Let's not deny them that. This chance will now go